Today, I want to talk a little bit about what I think is Riot's biggest problem regarding balancing League of Legends and making League of Legends fun. So, it's about role identity. Roles have lost their identity throughout the time, throughout a lot of patches, and right now, I feel like every single role feels the same. The only difference is where you position on the map and how much presence you have based on that. For example, mid lane feels great because it's positioned in the middle, so I have a lot of presence on the map because it can be everywhere. And I think the biggest thing is you should ask, what is my strengths? Of a role, if I'm asking that question right now, I wouldn't really know. Top lane just feels like a worse version of mid lane, for example, right? Jungle before the nerf that just came in, the nerf where jungle have less XP, they felt like a guy farming in the jungle that was equally strong to lanes at all times. They had more impact on the map by being able to gank everywhere and had more decision making. But in essence, they're just as strong as lanes were at almost all times. Now they're weaker because they got nerfed in XP, and I think that's the wrong way to go about it. But it is making more strengths and weaknesses, which is a good thing. It's just the wrong way because this is not making it fun. It needs to be fun and have strengths and weaknesses. And that's the hard thing to do. Now, if you look at AD carry, AD carry used to be the powerhouse that literally dominated games late game. Early game, you're kind of weak. You had a support to help you out, survive. You got your items. You're minute 10. You're still kind of weak. You got another item. Now they start scaling off each other, and you start to become super strong. And then the more items you got, the stronger you'd be compared to everyone else, regardless of how many items they were getting. Problem now is, AD carry scales super fast. You have half an item, you're already strong. You put an AD carry top lane, well, he's probably going to win early game, and then he's going to get outscaled. Because it's just not good to have 2 AD carries on the team compared to having other champions. So I feel like the problem is that every champion and every role just feels somewhat the same with slightly different abilities. And the powers in those champions feels very similar. So let's talk a little bit about what should I play around to win the game. Right now, I think the number one thing to play around, especially in solo queue, because a lot of people play aggressive, is just play around kills. Honestly, every single role have the same objective. Play around kills at all times. Play around every objective you can. Don't focus too much on last hitting. Honestly, this is something I learned. Last hitting right now is not that important. And how did I learn this? This comes into economy a little bit. But I played against this guy who was almost challenger or was challenger. I don't know if he was actually challenger, but either way, he was grandmaster, almost challenger, or challenger. And he played Zac. And he was very known in EU West because he only played Zac. He sometimes even played Soraka top because people banned Zac because they just were annoyed of it. And what did this guy do? He got stumped in lane every single game. Like the other laner was probably up double CS every game almost. Even in the laning phase, like in the laning phase itself, he was horrible. He didn't know what he was doing. He had absolutely no idea of how to lane. And he was just getting shit on every time. But what he did was, he played Zac. He just went bot. After a little bit, like maybe level 3, level 4, level 5, level 6, he just went bot, he ganked bot, he went bot again, he ganked bot, he went bot again, he ganked bot. Like I even have games where I took 2 or 3 of his towers and I was still losing because he was just constantly ganking bot, ganking bot, ganking bot. And he didn't even care about top lane. And that's because minions don't matter that much. Towers, it's not that important because you don't have an objective to scale towards. It's just about getting gold on any one thing you can. So everybody's just trying to get gold right now. And the more gold you can get, the stronger you get, regardless of who gets the gold. So he was just chilling bot lane, just pushing. Back in the day, a top laner, if you're allowed to do that, you would literally just get super strong, split push, and win the game. If you tried to defend after getting so far behind, you could just kill him. Now, the problem is you don't actually scale that much compared to other people because gold per 10, or gold per 5, I guess you should call it, I don't know. Gold per second, every second you get 1.6 or 1.8 gold is way too high right now. It's super high. You get so much gold. Minions don't give that much gold anymore compared to what they did in the past. And kills give a shit ton of gold. Plus you also get a lot of gold from shutdowns and other things. So your goal is actually just to be all over the map. That's why I started playing, like if you look at my account right now. Collection, I don't even know where to find this most played champions. I guess on the stats. If you look on the stats, if I don't counter pick, I just pick Shen every game. I don't even know if this works because it's Riot client. We'll make a little list. Let's just go OP to GG. Give me a second. I'm sorry about that. Alright, so there we go. OP to GG. My most played champion is Shen. Why do I play a lot of Shen? Because honestly, I can't get counterpicked because I'll always be somewhat useful. I have my ultimate. I'm relatively safe in lane, and I can be all over the place. Now, the enhanced strength for being all over the place, especially in solo queue, is that if any gold matters, regardless of who gets it at all times of the game, then you don't have a goal in mind. And your goal is just to get any gold you can. By being everywhere, you actually allow your team to get so much more gold. So it's much easier for everyone to play the game. And you also get to have a lot more impact. So yeah, my problem right now with League of Legends is that I actually don't think there's any identity in the roles. I think all roles are similar. It's just slightly different champions played. I don't think there's any different strengths or weaknesses. And I think it's really sad, and I think we need to bring that back because then people are going to have more fun. And then I showcased the fact that jungle actually do have strength and weakness after being nerfed. But the problem is they didn't get any strengths. They already had strengths. They just got a lot of weakness by, oh, you guys don't get XP anymore, so, well, later on in the game, you guys are going to suck. That's basically the only thing they got. I think they need to get inherent strengths that are solely theirs, where it's focused on them. And I think jungle is actually in a fine spot regarding that. I don't mind them being slightly stronger. I think what you need to do is change itemization, and then you need to change some roles, mainly AD carry and supports, early game power, so it's weaker, and then you make them stronger late game, right? And mid laners or mages should be strong early mid, and then slightly weaker late game, right? I think that's much better gameplay. You're going to have much better design, and people are going to have more fun because now they actually have an objective that's theirs when they're in game. They actually understand what I'm supposed to do. And this comes to another question, impact versus power. I think, so recently I made fun of junglers because they were whiny, and they complain about their role sucking, which I do understand why they do, but it's just funny because that used to be a top lane thing. And every time someone else does it happens to AD carry as well for a little bit, those roles get instantly buffed. Top lane doesn't get changed. Top lane just sucks. So it was kind of funny. I was like memeing about it, and I just wanted to make some people upset. But I think impact versus power is a very important topic. For example, right now, I went out as 21 top players on EU West. What roles do you guys think are most important? I think the most answers I got was actually from top laners, supports, and junglers. I don't think I asked that many AD carries. But everyone thought AD carries sucked. So, impact-wise, I think every role right now is actually at a decent spot. I think every role is very close to each other. But if I had to rank them, I'd probably say the most impact would be mid, jungle, and support. And the least would be AD carry and top, right? But regardless of me being able to clearly rank them like that, I still think the impact is very close, so it doesn't actually matter because I think all the roles are impactful. And I feel like when I play top lane right now, I can have an impact. The problem is, I don't think that I have an impact that's inherently mine. I don't have anything where I feel like this is what I'm good at. I just feel like I have impact, I'm kind of useful, but I don't have anything that makes me special, you know? And it's the same if I play mid lane or AD carry or jungle. I play jungle from time to time, actually. And it goes quite decent. I just don't feel like I have something that's inherently my goal in the game. When in the past, for example, a lot of people complain about support sucking, but their goal was literally vision control. That was their job. Now, everyone's job is vision control. Everyone's job is to do damage. Sometimes you have supports that one-shots other people right now, which is like kind of crazy. You have supports at the top of damage meter. You have all these problems where you have a guy who's not even supposed to farm, who doesn't get as much farm or anything, who's equally strong to you, who's focusing on CS, focusing on everything, focusing on so many things at once. But supports kind of have to focus on different things now. And I don't think they should be rewarded equally while also having AD carry getting strong. It's a weird balance right now in that regard because everything is too strong at all times. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about problems that have with support and economy. I think supports right now have the problem where good play doesn't get rewarded as much. And I'm talking specifically about the laning phase. I'm not talking about, oh, you're an intelligent roamer, you make good decisions for roaming, and you help your team, and you're actually making a lot of impact. Yeah, sure. The good play is getting rewarded in that aspect. But I'm talking about the main core way you get gold. Right now as a support, when you last hit, I don't know how much damage it is exactly, but you do like 300 damage to a minion, or a stupid amount with your gold sharing item. And I think the problem is actually, I think the gold sharing item is a great idea. But the problem is, supports should be doing less damage than AD carries. So I think, imagine a situation where supports had a really hard time CSing, but when they did, it had an impact. For example, a support item, just like it is now, but it wouldn't add any bonus damage. So you actually had to last hit properly. You had to focus on it sometimes. But now your item was up. I think that would add much more skill expression in it, and it would make the game more fun because now you actually have another aspect of support where you can showcase a skill difference, and that's going to matter. And sometimes you're going to end up in a situation where you lost the cannon minion and your AD carry is really mad because now he didn't get gold. Which I think it makes it really sad that you don't get gold and people get angry from it. But it also makes you happier than you do complete the task and when you actually get it. Because right now getting a cannon minion as a support, it's half health. I hit it once. Good job. Anyone can do that. It's really easy. And it doesn't showcase anything. And I think that's the problem with the economy. It's become so easy in so many ways. As a top laner right now, I used to focus on CSing. Right now, honestly, a lot of times, I don't really care if I hit the CS or not. I just care how fast I push. This is not to say CS don't matter at all. Obviously, you want to CS from time to time. But if you look at my CS nowadays, where I play top lane and I play like shit, let's find some games where I'm actually winning. If you look at my CS, where the hell do I find CS? CS, 6.4 per 10 minutes, right? Or per minute or whatever. But my CS is not that high. Even on set, my CS is not that high because I just don't focus on it anymore. I don't really care. In a lot of the games, I'm actually just missing CS on purpose to push slightly faster. Or I just don't really care and I just leave lane without getting the CS because like, oh, whatever, who cares? And I think that's a problem because right now, CS needs to be more important again and they need to bring back role identity. And I think League of Legends is going to be much more fun. However, I'd like to hear you guys' thoughts on this ramble. What do you guys think the biggest problem is with league balancing? Do you guys think I have any idea what I'm talking about? Do you guys think I'm stupid? Maybe you disagree with everything I said. Or maybe you agree with everything I said. I just want to hear your comments and see what you guys think. Anyways, that's it for now. Peace out. I'm going to go back to solo queue and hopefully I can grind back to top 50, which is where I want to be. Right now, I'm 102, which I showcased earlier. I want to get back to top 50, so I'm going to go play some solo queue and see where that takes me. Peace out, boys.